Hey, welcome.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Welcome.
Grab those right there. That way you'll be able to hear.
I do, definitely.
And so you'll want to, as long as you can hear yourself, everybody else can hear you.
Yes, I can.
All right,
great.
You want to put it like right here.
There you go.
How's that?
Perfect.
You can pull it to you, whatever works.
Yeah,
My first time on a podcast.
Oh, is it really?
Awesome. Well, welcome.
We're breaking a lot of people in tonight.
That's right.
Awesome.
So if you don't, we're the homeowner show. So we talk about all things houses. We review products and interview people. I assume like yourself.
Absolutely.
Tell us your name and what you do, man.
My name is Delawar Ahmed. I personally run Permiant Waste Recycling Services.
Oh, cool. Let's check it out.
Yeah,
hand that over.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So, simply put, it's a construction and demolition and scrap metal recycling waste, or a construction and demolition waste management company.
Okay.
We also have our own scrapyard. So we do.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we had the scrapyard long before.
He's showing it to everybody.
Like almost since '88.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, I'm a second generation myself, and expanded into waste management about 7 years ago.
Okay.
In 2015. And so we provide roll-off waste service to the Houston and surrounding area.
Okay. So with the scrapyard, you guys aren't those guys that like paying like $2 bills or something.
No, those are friends. Those are good friends. C&D. But yeah, similar.
Very similar.
Similar, but I mean, within the scrap market is very fragmented. As in, there's so many different ways that you can make money in the scrap metal business.
Sure.
I mean, one way is the people bring it in and you $2 bills. Another way is you market yourself as a someone who buys strictly from commercial industrial accounts. Larger equipment that needs processing, that's not ready to be handled by, it needs equipment and forklifts and excavators. And so,
what do you do with them when they?
Yeah, exactly. So you get them. You got to arrange the specialized logistics, the permits. The specialized trucking, haul them in, make sure all the routes are good, have ways to unload them, have the equipment necessary to process them, and then at the end of the day, it's scrap metal.
Okay, well, I got a question right off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you take refrigerators?
There are regulations with refrigerators.
Exactly. So we were just talking about this.
We have no idea what they are. So
here's the thing. Like, we were just talking about the fact that because one of our sponsor for today is Lone Star Appliance Repair. We were talking about that it's better to repair your refrigerator than to put it in the landfill, and part of that is because you got Freon in that thing.
Absolutely.
You got to figure out how to get rid of it, and we don't know how to get rid of it.
Well, there's a company, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I know it because I've dealt with them before. We had large chillers that go on top of, school line. Like, they're huge. I mean, they're like 20 feet, 30 feet long, and they had Freon in them. And so there's this company that comes, they won't pay, I mean, depending on the market, but generally it's just enough to just, cover a little bit of cost. And they'll come extract it, pay you a little bit for it. And that's the proper way.
That's awesome because the thing is, you can't, there's a place by my house that will take the refrigerator, but they will not take it with Freon in it.
Yeah.
So what a lot of people do, they just
puncture.
Saw that line, they puncture it, and let it drain out, which is really bad for the environment, right? So it's like, what are we supposed to do, right? And now we know.
Yeah, so I mean, you can just Google. I mean, the individual name of the company is almost irrelevant. I mean, in the day and age of Google,
sure, yeah.
You can just go online, type in refrigerant recovery, Freon recovery, Houston.
Okay.
And some company will come up. You cold call 2-3 of them. Some of them will say, yeah, well, we'll come out and we'll do it for you.
But that's not something we can bring to you.
Well, you can. I mean, I'll make arrangements for it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of other scrapyards, they can take it. They just don't want to go through the headache.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
We'll manage it. But I mean, we generally won't take individual loads. We like to take full truckloads or semi 18-wheeler loads. And I'm only taking about one company we got. We do a lot. We're a sponsor for 2 companies. The other one is right here. The second one.
Okay, HGS.
Yeah, HGS Roofing. And so my brother runs that one. We're all, under a family company.
Awesome.
A parent company. And I run the scrap metal waste management and the roofing and siding, which is a material supply company.
Yeah.
It's located off of Airline Drive, 10307 Airline.
So is it you guys provide the materials for roofs and siding?
Yes.
You don't actually install the roofs and siding?
No, we don't.
Okay.
We supply it. I mean, I think at all times we probably have about 300 truckloads of material on the ground.
Okay.
Wow.
At all times. So it's a pretty sizable quantity.
Are you guys pretty specific in those materials, or do you have a variety of different materials?
We're specific in what we carry, as in it's residential architectural roofing.
Okay.
So residential roofing that you probably have at your house, that we all have.
Various colors.
Every color.
Yeah.
Every color. Now, residential roofing also goes into clay roofing and Spanish tile.
Okay,
and
so you guys do that.
No, we don't do that.
You don't do that. Okay.
No, we
all
do the
shingles.
The shingles.
Okay.
The classic shingles.
No metal roofs.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
So do your thing, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah. So, there it goes right there. So, we supply it, and then along with that, siding.
What kind of siding?
It's called lap siding.
Okay.
I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah,
it
that's
goes
fine.
into details.
Is it wood or is it hardy plank?
It's hardy plank.
Okay.
He can
hardy plank is a
dispose of it
particular
for
brand.
you, but he's not.
I can dispose of it, and I can refer you to where you want to buy it. But hardy plank is a brand.
Okay.
But yes, the same material. The
cement board.
Yeah, the cement board, the fiber board, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so and Hardy is one of the brands that we carry, and all the major brands of roofing.
Okay.
GAF, Certainty, Landmark.
Okay.
Atlas, Tamco, Owens Corning. Malarkey, and so on.
So do you guys mainly supply like businesses in the Houston area, or are you guys
mostly contractors that are installing the roofs?
Mm-hmm.
So mostly roofing companies that do the physical installation themselves. The contractors don't come to us,
right?
And so this is a perfect event for that because
sure.
contractors are the ones that 99% of the time buy it from us.
Yeah,
and so it's even priced in a way where the the contractors are the ones that, structure their pricing in a way, whenever they sell it off to homeowners.
You can't control what they're charging for.
Yeah, on average, last I checked was this was 2017, I remember, but I think it was like $180, $200 a square. Maybe it's gone up a little bit, but ballpark around that. So we'll give it for like $50, $60. They have their markup of $50, $60 and the labor or whatever.
So what do you, I know that you're in
I'm in the waste management.
Yeah, in the waste management side of things, but do you guys carry different degrees of those residential shingles? Like I've heard now that there's even like a 40-year
lifetime.
Yeah,
which is
there's a lifetime one. Okay.
Yeah, well, lifetime is essentially 40-year.
Okay.
Yeah, a 40-year. So there's 20-year, 30-year. And I'm going by my best memory from the most.
No, that's fine.
I briefly worked at.
Again, people can Google it and find out for yourself.
So 20 years. They're not architectural. They're not lapped. They're just plain flat shingles. 30-year are your standard ones, and lifetime are the ones, the 40-year ones that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And that's considered lifetime. Generally,
sure.
People's what's the life of a house?
No, most people don't own their home more than 40 years.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So. And so that's what that's considered. And so we stock a huge quantity and a huge variety of colors.
That's cool.
And so I don't know if he's made it in yet, but he's going to be joining in to the event.
Awesome.
Yeah,
your brother?
My brother. Yeah.
Okay.
Brother. But so I'm mostly responsible for the waste management.
Yeah. Well, I do have an interesting question for you on that end. I think on the show before I have talked about the thing that is buried in my pasture.
Oh yeah.
Have we talked about that before? So in my pasture. So when I bought the property, out in the pasture there was a metal square, just in the ground, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. So I went out there with a shovel. I was like, I'll just get this thing up. Wouldn't budge. Went back with a pry bar, like a crowbar, right? I was like, wouldn't budge. Went back with like a 6-foot pry bar. Couldn't get it to move. And I was like, what is this thing? Like, it's driving me nuts. But I didn't have anything to dig it up with. So one weekend, my wife let me rent one of those Bobcat skid steers.
Right.
I was using it to move some dirt by the barn. And I got done with that project early, and I was like, you know what? I remember that square out there in the pasture. I'm going to dig that booger up. Well, like 4 hours later, I finally pry this thing out of the ground, and it's the tread off of a bulldozer.
Like the tracks.
Yeah. And it's got to be 2,000 or 3,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, like this could potentially be a good investment for me to put back in the ground, because I could take it to a scrapyard.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is by the pound, but I got a lot of pounds.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You randomly, you'll find these things. And
is that something I could bring in?
Oh, without a doubt. As long as this doesn't have norm, which is radiation. But I don't think for any reason.
I wouldn't think it would.
Yeah, it wouldn't. The only,
Norm. We don't like that guy. Norm.
He's kind of out of the norm.
Norm. Dude, get that out of here. What's funny, let me tell you what's funny about that story, is his wife. She comes out and is like, what in the world are you doing? And he's like,
no, I was
you
super
remember
proud.
the square?
I was like, look at this, look at
the square, look what I found. And she goes, well, put it back. And she made him put it. He buried it again.
I buried it back.
Wait, your name is not Norm, is it?
No, it's not. No.
That's so good.
I thought I accidentally said a bad joke.
No, that's funny. No, but like the problem is like you probably could make some money off of that thing. However, it's buried in the ground again because she made it bury. So now here's what would have to happen. You'd have to go rent another Bobcat.
Listen, babe.
Fun.
Just talk to a guy.
So it's like I got to go spend some money to make money.
That's right.
So yeah, man. No, I'm loving this event. This is my first time here. I think we just I learned about. I started looking into the group of that sponsors this event last week, and then I over the weekend learned about the event. By Monday, Tuesday, became a sponsor, and so. It was my first time. I wanted to kind of feel it out before setting up,
Yeah.
But I think on the next event, does it happen on a monthly basis? Or?
Yeah, so it's the third Thursday of every month is what we've been told.
Okay.
So, and we appreciate you sponsoring. I mean, you guys are the reason we get to come out and do these things.
It's mutually beneficial for everyone. I mean, these community events, way better than just humongous NRG type ones, the one at Reliant or... You don't even get around to talking to as many people as you would.
No.
But, most of the people here look like they're small business owners.
They
like
are.
myself. And, and this is that little pocket. And we, our yards are just down the street,
cool.
in Aldine. So, I live on Luetta. So
nice. Perfect.
Yeah.
So, like, for my business, my office is actually right there at Kirkendall 2920.
Kirkendall, Springs. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell me about, is this the podcast, is that y'all's?
No, this is just our side hustle.
Yeah, we just do this. We do this for fun.
Pretty much.
Side hustles are, man, so I'm telling you, side hustles are a hack in life.
They can be.
They can, yeah.
But this one is more of a, I don't know. We've been doing this for a while. Mm-hmm. We put out, we're about 230 episodes in. I've been doing it for, 4.5, 5 years,
about
something
4
like that.
years, yeah.
And so we've been doing it for a while. We don't make a lot of money doing this. In fact, we lose money doing this.
I mean, we do, but we don't.
Yeah. Inadvertently we do, indirectly.
I mean, really, for us, for the people, I know a lot of people watch the show and they're like, oh my gosh, Kevin and Craig. I mean, they're probably doing pretty good on the show. And like seriously, I've had people be like, oh my gosh, but here's the thing: is we actually don't make money off the show. But what's valuable to us is this.
Yeah, conversations.
We get to meet new people pretty much every week, and we get to talk to them about their business, and then we have a business relationship with those people, and that's been exponentially valuable to us.
I think the value of any sort of media marketing, mass media marketing, which is, and podcasts in this day and age.
Yeah, they're working.
Oh, yeah, way more than ever before.
Yeah,
and I think the credibility of actual media companies has tanked
for sure
in the past however many years. I mean,
they are scrambling to survive.
And the podcasters and the podcast companies or the podcast show hosts are the ones that people are going to for credible sources of news. Because it's just people talking.
We have no agenda. There's nobody telling us, Craig, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Kevin, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're going to say what we think.
Yeah.
And I think there's something very valuable in that. And people know that we're going to get honest opinions. Even if I disagree with your opinion,
without a doubt,
I know that it's not biased.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to give it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And we don't pay our guests. I mean, we don't, and they don't pay us to come on the show.
No.
Never have.
I am thoroughly impressed. I'm going to look into this show a lot more as soon as I...
Well, here's the deal. We've never had a waste management person on the show out of 230 episodes.
Wow.
And we record episodes and we come out every single week.
Honestly, that's the other fun part about this for us is we get to meet you.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about this, but we get to learn about it.
Yeah. I'll tell you a lot more. I mean, since we're here.
Come on.
I'll tell you a lot more about what we do. Because we have a background in scrap.
Yeah.
A lot of times you end up with good material. So what we started doing was we started buying from a lot of the yards that we have. My family, my uncle owns a yard, and on 99 and 2, so many.
Okay.
We have pretty deep roots in the scrap business. But we started buying good surplus material, started supplying wholesale truckloads to other fabrication companies that don't necessarily need their material being MTR coded and material test reports. Some customers you do need that, but if you're building a dumpster,
well, real quick, what's the value in having that rating?
Meaning what?
You said MTR?
Oh, MTR, material test report. So, like, for example, if you're a fabrication company and you're building for Exxon, Exxon has a lot of liabilities. I don't want to say any names, but let's say you're building for a large cap oil and gas company.
Yeah.
Or, you would need to have a test report, material test reports that releases the liability off of you.
I got you.
And that the material is not some second grade that didn't pass quality control in manufacturing. And is good for fabrication, so that the fabrication company can pass it on and say, hey, this is all certified material, and there's ASME and other engineering societies that require MTRs in order to certify whatever fabrication their oil and gas companies are doing. And so we're not in oil and gas. We're building dumpsters.
Yeah.
And so steel, for the most part, at the end of the day, the way I look at it is steel.
Yeah.
And if
Steel
you're building
is steel.
steel is steel. I mean, for people that are building like their own, that are building, there's so many different things you can do with steel fabrication.
Right.
And the majority of the things are made out of plates and steel and structural, and so like people, for example, building fencing, and so we supply that.
Are you guys are actually building these?
We supply the steel. We build the containers. We supply the service of the containers and do the waste management. We buy the scrap metal. So if you take out the effort and you have a demolition going on, and you take the effort out and you sort everything out, we'll buy that from you. We're not going to charge you for it, assuming. I mean, there's conditions that it has to be over 10,000 pounds. It has to cover the cost of us coming over there.
Yeah.
But majority of the time, it well over covers the cost.
Dude, it sounds like everything y'all are doing is very sustainable. I really like that. Like you're talking about you're not outsourcing this to build this, and you're not turning around and selling this over to. You're bringing stuff in. This is brilliant. I don't know if you heard what he's saying. He's taking your junk, bringing it to his place, repurposing it back into steel that can be built into a container that can go out and get more junk that will bring it back in. You see what I'm saying? It's
I never thought about it like that.
It is sustainable. No, it is a really, really interesting process.
Wow. Yeah, that
So
is.
do you guys work with A&W at all?
No, I just learned about Christian.
I was going to say that'd be a good contact for you.
Oh, absolutely. I just met him. I met him through Christian, and Christian Scott introduced me. To
That was a fun noise, wasn't it?
That was nice. And so he's an awesome guy. Actually, the container sizes that he has, we don't have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has a lot of the 15 yards and the 20 yards, and we have some 20 yards, but we don't have too many of them. And so I would love to partner, with someone that we can just refer to smaller, when we don't have the containers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we probably need to wrap up just because but I wanted to ask you real quick. I mean, is there? I know for a long time there was a big controversy around copper.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you guys probably take in copper.
I try not to.
You try not to?
I try not to take any.
That's why I was asking.
I actually try not to. We try to not take any material in. The only material that's coming into our yard, we have gone out and bought it. We've gone out and done the bid.
Yeah.
And we buy it from a company.
Yeah.
And nobody can just walk in and say, "Hey, I got this. Would you want to buy it?"
Yeah.
Those are considered peddler yards, and they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But they come with their own set of
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ours comes with our set of problems, but we'd rather deal with these problems.
Yeah.
You got to pick your problems.
And what the problems I can handle, not the ones I know.
Absolutely.
Well, anyway. Man. Well, if people want to get one of these containers, or they've got some scrap they want to sell you, or they need some roofing material or siding material, how do they get a hold of you guys?
Well, let me give you my our phone number, Instagram, website, email.
Okay.
Our name is Permiant Waste Recycling Services. You can Google us.
Okay.
You can find us on Instagram, Permiant Waste.
Okay.
You can contact us. You can
someone will respond if they send you a message.
Absolutely. Someone's there in any form.
Okay.
Email, phone, contact,
cool,
email. Stop by, visit us physically if you will.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I'll give them to Kevin.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, awesome.
Dude, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Enjoy your time here.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Really good to meet you, bud.
Likewise. Bye-bye.
Yeah.